In this video, I'm going to be using Miche Gel to Foam Styling Mousse to set my hair. My style of choice will be braid out, sculpting my ends with perm rods, very small perm rods, lemon brush, and I have a spray bottle full of aloe vera, comb with middle end, tip, and hair clips. All right, let's see what this turns out like. Okay, so when it comes to braid outs, what you want to remember is the way you put the braids in. I have a little help. So when it comes to a braid out, what you want to remember is the way you put the braids in is going to determine it's going to determine how they look when you take them down. So you want to go in a brick pattern. You may have clean parting, you may have some jagged edge parting, depending on if you opted out of the comb and use your finger or whatever. That's fine, as long as you have that brick pattern and as long as you have the sections appropriate, it should work out well. I wanted to make sure I focused on getting my hair done because I had somewhere to be, and I wanted to make sure that I was focused on my technique. For me, the braid out technique matters the most. What goes up is what is going to come down. And if you have a sloppy braid, if you're putting it in any type of way, that's basically what you're going to get when it comes down. So for me, the parting, it seems like it's pointless because you're finna take this braid down, but I've noticed for me, it helps a lot with frizz. And if you get a product that can hold your hair down and you're not in this Alabama heat, then you are going to have an amazing braid out. This is like my third or fourth time doing this braid out, and it has worked every time. A couple things I have noticed with the sections, making the sections before I actually begin my braid out, it reduces tangles. It can allow me to control my volume and how much definition I want. So the neat sections keep my strands from borrowing hair from neighboring braids. When you're putting your braids up and you're borrowing hair from each braid, when you take them down, you're going to have to pull that hair that you borrowed, you're going to have to pull it out of that other strand. I don't know if that makes sense, but when you're taking it down, the more clean takedown you can get, the less frizz you're going to have. The more you have to pull your curls apart, the more frizz you're going to have. So it helps reduce my tangles because I can have equal sections, all three strands of hair as I'm braiding. You know, when we braiding with 3 strands of hair. Plaits, 3 strands of hair. So that's what I'm referring to. It helps me control my volume because if you use larger parts, if you get larger sums of hair, then you can automatically assume that your hair is going to come out more fluffier with more volume but less definition. If you have smaller parts, they're going to be tighter. You're going to have more waves, more curls. Though they take longer to install and unravel, you can kind of create a certain density if you put the braids in a certain way, is what I'm trying to say. And then, of course, if you want a super, super defined braid out, you can do some medium parts, use a gel cast, and they'll come out like super, super crisp. But at the same time, intentional parting helps with that definition. It helps when you unravel the braids because they fall into the fine clumps instead of blending together and becoming frizzy. Over the past couple of weeks, I have been using aloe vera water consistently on my hair as a substitute for sink water, faucet water. The reason why I've done that is because I really believe I may be having issues with hard water. My hair sometimes feels like even more dry just from being under the water. So I really feel like I might need to find a hard water shampoo to get rid of all of that, or something, find a good filter. But I really don't know what to do for that. But aloe vera water has been helping so much with my hair. The only thing is, I've looked it up. A lot of people have complaints about the aloe vera water. I could say I understand that it can't be drying simply because aloe vera water still is a hydrator. It's not something that locks in moisture, but it will provide moisture. So I always follow up my aloe vera with an oil, something to seal in the hydration, and it works wonders for my hair. I've also been experimenting with another shampoo called Innocence Organic Beauty. It was founded by these hairstylists that were, OGs in the game, and they had a baby that had severe reactions to like shampoo or something. So they decided to come up with their own product, and it's supposed to be in organic ingredients and research to not cause so much of an allergic reaction. So I thought that was pretty cool, so I decided to try out their products. While I really appreciate and I really see what they were trying to do with it, is I don't believe it's for my hair. I've tried it. I've tried the entire bottle. So this is like my third or fourth time using the shampoo, the conditioner. I haven't tried the gel or anything yet, but I really don't believe that the shampoo is for me. I may be able to use the gel or the jelly, but the hydrating shampoo is not hydrating enough for my hair, even though I did go behind with the conditioner and did my normal regular routine with conditioner. I still didn't get enough moisture back into my hair. I really believe that's because the shampoo stripped my hair more than I intended it to. In trying this gel on my, I'm sorry, the mousse, it kind of feels like a gel a little bit. Like it starts turning into like this gel consistency almost. It doesn't really feel like a foam. If you've ever used foam before, foam kind of feels like a little bit watery, a little sticky sometimes. But this kind of turned into something that just had like a little bit more milkiness to it. I don't know how to explain it. You'll have to see for yourself. But when they say use water for their products, use a lot of water. Now, in my bottle, I have aloe vera water, but you can see that it's starting to lather up. The more water I use, the more it starts to lather up. And I can say that I believe this product would be really nice to use in the wintertime when I'm not dealing with this Alabama heat, because it might actually go well with the gel. So I guess I'm going to try that pairing next time. But this is me working the product into my hair because I don't have a steamer or anything, no heat or anything. So working the product into my hair, I can see it clumping. And I was surprised with that. I'm leaving a little bit of the ends left unbraided because I'm going to use some little orange perm rods at the ends because I want like a certain look, and I want to try to make a shape, see how well that works out. I haven't done flexi rods on my hair in so long. I remember when I was doing them faithfully, I always had the problem with some of the rods popping loose and breaking. So I've learned, don't go against the direction that the rod is naturally going. So I learned to make sure I pay attention to where that string ends up. So I'm not sure, but I believe Miche Beauty is actually pronounced like Michelle, but without the L. But it's called Miche Beauty or something like that. I believe we've been pronouncing it wrong, but it's named after the founder, Michelle Ballard. It is a husband and wife business. Miche Beauty wasn't started by a large corporation. So it was funded by Michelle and Jonathan Ballard in 2016. And they built the company together, husband and wife. So to me, this stands out because it reflects a family-owned business rather than a celebrity-backed brand, which they have several of those out now. Fenty, Secret, but Miche background is influenced by one of the lesser-known facts. She is an academic background. She has an academic background in biology and chemistry, and that is what influenced her approach to creating these formulas. So the company emphasized science-backed ingredients rather than chasing beauty trends, which is something that I truly appreciate. Miche, if you are listening to this, I can say I'm definitely interested in products for postpartum women experiencing dryness and shedding. Y'all, tag Miche in this video if I'm not the only one interested in this type of product. The brand was built from the natural hair community. So before launching products, Michelle documented her own natural hair journey online, and then she connected with other naturals. So through those conversations, she noticed people wanted products that were effective without requiring a complicated routine. Because as y'all know, you can spend an entire day, 10-hour day, in a wash day, depending on how much hair you have and depending on how long each step takes for you. That's too much. So that community first approach is what shaped the brand, and I love it. And of course, their philosophy is less is more. Many brands encourage 10-step routines, but Miche Beauty has taken almost the opposite approach by focusing on a smaller lineup of multi-functioning products. For example, their lavish 3-in-1 leave-in can serve multiple purposes, reflecting their goal of simplifying my wash day. And let me tell you how much I truly, truly appreciate that. A one styler, a leave-in, and a gel, come on, you can't beat that. But they are moisture-focused products. If you look across the product line, you'll notice a consistent theme: hydration. Rather than marketing every product as being for every possible hair, they focus on helping textured hair retain moisture while still delivering definition and hold. Now, I'm sure all your curly and wavy girls can use this product. However, I truly, truly appreciate that she took the time to market or to design a product that was for type 4 hair, because I don't know what type curl I have, but I might fall in like C, B, and A. So just the fact that I have all those different textures in my hair, a product that can work for 4C hair, and it can work for 4B hair, I know it's going to work on my head. And these products retain moisture while still delivering definition and hold. And if you look at the ingredient list on the products, I especially notice the aloe vera, because I use aloe vera to hydrate my hair now. But Miche frequently highlights what's in its formulas and why those ingredients were chosen. And I guess it's because of her background in chemistry, and she really understands that stuff. But the transparency, to me, it appeals to, like, you understand what we're putting in our hair rather than relying on marketing claims, And as I reviewed the ingredient list, I didn't notice aloe. And I noticed that. I took that as confirmation that this is what I was supposed to be using. So their products are designed for multiple curl patterns. And although many Type 4 Naturals use Miche, the company formulates products for wavy, curly, and coily, instead of targeting only one curl type. So normally that would be a red flag for me. But the fact that I see how their products work on my hair, it's almost like it's a backwards claim. It's working on 4C hair, Type 4 hair, Type 3 hair, okay? Normally it works for the wavy girls, for the curly girls, but it don't work for the coils. But this worked for the coils. So one thing I appreciate about Miche Beauty is that they seem to focus on simplifying natural hair care instead of convincing us we need 15 different products. Do y'all prefer brands with a small, intentional product line, or do you like having lots of specialized options? For one, I like to try different things simply because how will I know if something is better? One thing I noticed with this Miche Beauty line, and it may be with other lines too, I'm just experimenting, but what I noticed with this line is you have to really massage this product in your hair. You have to massage it from the roots all the way down, and you have to massage that water in your head. And I noticed too, I felt like I got more product than I needed to, but I couldn't tell right off the bat because when you use water, it lathers up, it spreads evenly. So that's just a little tidbit. You might just need to layer your product on little by little instead of using as much as you think you're going to use. Just wait until it lathers up with the water, and then you add on top of that. You might not need as much as you think you do. So For each section, I used 2 to 4 pumps of foam, and I based that off of the thickness of each section. Your product to water ratio is all dependent on you and your hair. It really just depends. You're just gonna have to experiment with that, and you're gonna know how it feels when you need more product, and how it feels when you need more water, or you've had too much product. I know for a fact using too much product ends up being flaky in the end. You don't want flakes. That's very annoying. You end up washing your hair sooner than later. I cannot stand it. So for this part of the video, I wanted to explain how you definitely you see that extra piece of hair that tried to marry into that second. You want to make sure that each 3 sections, all the hair belongs to its own section. You want to keep it that way, because when you take this braid out down, those sections, whatever married, it's gonna be what causes your frizz. And if you have frizz on day 1, it's only gonna multiply from there on. Day 2 is gonna be even more frizzier. Day 3 is gonna be, you're gonna be looking like Yogi Bear, and day 4 you're gonna look like Albert Einstein, because it's about technique, and it's about how you put it in. So if you have to start over, just start over. Start your section over. If you feel like you have uneven hair in a section, start over from the top. Don't get to the bottom and be like, I should've, just start over. Because in the end, when we take it down, we want clean, neat, and that's our goal. So that's how you do it. you can see that my direction is going towards my forehead. Like I'm going to the front of my head, almost like if I was doing a wash and go, I would be styling a bang right here. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want it to sit going forward, because when I take it out, that is going to be the direction it's going to fall. Even though it is a braid out and it's a chunky piece, it's probably going to lay a little bit more to the side. But because I'm styling it, braiding it, going forward, and then I'm styling it up, well, it's going to dry with a small cast going forward. That's how it's going to come out when I take it down. So it's going to give me some face framing pieces, which is my goal. And then also, I don't want the front to be as long as my sides. I gradually went up a little bit more when it came to how long I wanted the braids, and now I'm using more hair on the perm rod because I want them just to be shorter. So of course that's gonna give me more of a curl in the front, but that's not necessarily bad. So this is the brick pattern that I was talking about. I did my best to make sure that they fell in between the parting. That way when I take them down, I won't have to cover up my parts so much. So I did end up spending about an hour, maybe a little bit more, in under a hooded dryer before I got ready to take them down. Argan oil is a great lightweight oil to use if you are low porosity, girly like I am. It helps reduce frizz. It adds so much shine to your hair. I love it. It's so lightweight. It feels like silk. So I use it. I've been using it for about 10 years, to be honest with you. I get it at my local beauty supply store. And the other product I showed was something I'm trying from Shea Moisture, anti-breakage oil. I applied it on my edges and then some on my scalp, just in places where I noticed that I've had experienced some hair loss, which was all over my head, to be honest with you. if you do use perm rods at all, just make sure you are careful with taking them down. Sometimes you can't help it because you end up having shed hair that you didn't catch from the detangling process. But when you're taking them down, hair tends to wrap around them, and you don't want to be pulling out your hair.